Now, there may be at least 6 lakh people in Hyderabad who've been infected by coronavirus, with a large number of them asymptomatic and not requiring hospitalization, a study said, conducted by the CSIR, Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology and Indian Institute of Chemical Technology. In a joint effort, they harvested sewage samples of different sewage treatment plants in the city to estimate the number of potentially infected individuals as the virus is shed in the feces. And they extrapolated their findings. Well, let's go across to Uma Sudhir for more on this. And Uma, it's been quite startling to, realize the number of people who may be infected. Of course, this is a study and they've extrapolated their findings. But as the Sero surveys in Delhi and now this study in Hyderabad indicate, a huge number of people are asymptomatic. And this is a challenge in controlling the spread of the virus.
Yes, indeed, Gargi. The kind of criticism against the Telangana government has been that they have been doing very low testing, and because of which the number of positive cases so far is less than 1 lakh even as of now. But this particular study, sewerage study, seems to indicate that the numbers of people who are positive in Hyderabad itself, and I'm not talking about Telangana, Hyderabad itself could be 6 lakh and more. I'm in fact joined by the Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology Director, Dr. Rakesh Mishra. CCMB along with the IICT has done this study of the sewerage samples from the sewerage treatment plants, about 8 sewerage treatment plants, and also I understand from a gated community. Dr. Mishra, thank you so much for joining us. A very good morning to you. What does this study largely indicate? What is the kind of prevalence that we are seeing of the infection itself in the population in Hyderabad?
So, this kind of study takes the average of the population in the catchment area of a sewage treatment plant that you sample. And what it indicates is, so we have covered several of the STPs, which account almost 80% of the sewage capacity of the city, which is only fraction of what actually amount of water that is released by the population. Keeping all those things in mind, what we find is that you have close to 6 lakhs people maybe shedding the virus. This doesn't mean they are all infected. I mean, they are shedding the virus, but they are not active, because these numbers give an average of about 30 days or 35 days of infection history of individual. When individual gets infected, it has been seen that in feces up to 30-35 days they keep releasing the virus. So as you know, after 14 days the people become largely negative by other tests. So in that sense, it gives you a 35-day window, and if you keep those things into account, then you can extrapolate it's about 2 lakh individuals who might be infected. And we are not surprised at all, because that is what is expected. If you see the tests that are being done, if you test 20,000 people, you find 1,000 positive roughly. So that's 10% of the number that you're testing. So here, what the drawback of the system is, we cannot pinpoint which individual is infected, but we can tell for the entire community from where the catchment area this comes. So gives us a fair idea about number of people shedding the virus, and therefore we can also calculate back what may be active infection, and accordingly we can design measures and strategies for managing the pandemic.
Dr. Mishra, for the benefit of our viewers, let me clarify that, like you have pointed out in your study, the virus is shed not just through the nasal and the oral route, but also through the feces. And you have said that through the feces, in fact, it cannot be spread. Is that right? And that's why it's going to be very useful for epidemiological studies, because while we are doing tests, that's only for individuals. Like what you pointed out as a drawback is also a huge advantage, because for an entire community, you are able to make an assessment of the viral load which is there and the infections that may be there in the population itself.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what we are detecting is the pieces of virus, pieces of RNA of the virus. It has been shown by many other earlier studies that these samples are not infectious. Virus will not jump out of the sewage and infect somebody. And I must point out here that we have tested inlet and outlet of STPs, and while we detect virus in the inlet, in outlet we don't detect virus at all, which means the treatment that is being done to the plants is eliminating the virus pieces or the RNA. So that's very good thing. So the water that is being released doesn't have even the traces of broken viruses. But as you rightly said, while we cannot tell individuals, but we can tell at the large level. So it's not a substitute for the regular testing that is being done. That is how, so let's imagine that in an area you find that there are a lot of infection based on such tests. There, regular testing should be increased so that we can identify and isolate people and control the disease. So this is something very, very useful and complementary. And in fact, it can be done for other diseases on a regular basis, because these are not really at all expensive. You are not going to do tens and thousands of tests a day. You probably will have to do some 100 tests or 200 to have a good sense of what is the level of infection in the area.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mishra. Like you pointed out, it could be a complementary strategy that could be adopted in order to know the spread of the disease and also to be able to control the epidemic, working along with perhaps the civic bodies to know which are the areas which are showing a huger viral load. Thank you so much, Dr. Mishra.